CCT is continually surprising. And I say that in the most positive way. I'm often surprised by what I learn simply from my colleagues. Same with the students come in with incredibly diverse backgrounds and incredibly diverse interests. Questions students are asking, how they ask them. What excites me is to see those questions posed, because I think any good question will not be answered simply. A good question is one that will be mulled over for weeks, days, perhaps years, perhaps decades. And raising those and bring them to light is an incredibly exciting thing. Visual culture, visual communication, very broadly conceived, as well as taking, I think, a comparative model, whether it's African art or Arabic script, and using it to apply that to fields which often have, whether they admit it or not, somewhat of an implicit Eurocentric bias. So museum studies, history of communication, these types of things. Openness to experimentalism with new technologies that we might not even know the questions we're asking at CCT until we actually start playing with the technologies in new ways and seeing what the problems are. And then once we have those problems, we have to look at them from as many angles as possible. Part of interdisciplinarity, in my understanding, is openness to change, and realizing that if we are interdisciplinary now, we will always be interdisciplinary. So what we are studying in the future will likely not be the same. If it is the same, it means that we have formed a new discipline, and perhaps that's necessary. In many cases it is to form a new discipline as new social forms or technological forms or other forms arise. But the idea of interdisciplinarity is to always say, well, even as those disciplines form, there are questions that will escape the cracks, and those questions are as important as the ones that disciplines can give us answers to. Students can be expected to be challenged in multiple ways. Also, I think they can be expected to be a little lost at times, and from my perspective, that's productive confusion, because as you find your way out of that being confused, maybe in your at the beginning, you are delving or finding the questions that really prick at you, that you need to have answers to, and that you need to have, you wish that will drive your future careers, open to the ways that we present academic research, so that students can make films, students do experimental design projects. A lot of our students are increasingly involved with the Maker Hub to actually make physical artifacts that convey academic and critical ideas.